Hi, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna do a tutorial for you now for like foundation and skin, like how to get a good base for your skin. So, I didn't pull anything out because I have one brain cell. Hold on. And I don't want to edit anything because I don't know how to do that and I don't have the patience for that, and you know that. You know that. You know what you signed up for when you fell in love with me 7 years ago. Or 6. 6. Anyway. Tinty Doll. This product is from Lancome, obviously. And usually I don't push Lancome products on you because they're expensive. Sometimes they're just like, okay. Actually, they're not. They're really good. But they're expensive, and I know that. This, I think, is worth the money. It's $35, which for most foundations actually isn't that bad, because foundation, for some reason, super expensive. Super expensive. Like this one that Haley and Elise were talking about last night is like $50-something, and it's like smaller than this. Like, no. Anyway, for a luxury brand for foundation, it's pretty good. It's also not a foundation. It's a Skin Feels Good. It's called Skin Feels Good skin tint, and it has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's hydrating, and it has sunscreen. So I don't know what your skincare product routine is right now. I know you have a good one, but if you don't use SPF, I bet you do. But if you don't, definitely do. And if you want to have a sort of like elevated skin look, like a more like base for your skin. Who let me do this? There's a reason I'm not a YouTuber. Anyway, I'm having an existential crisis. Miss you, love you. It's $35. You can get it at like Ulta and Sephora and stuff, and I really do think it's like worth it because it's sunscreen, and it's also lasted me a really long time. I've had this for a long time, and I still have a good amount of product. I have this in the number, oh god, I don't know. How do I know what number it is? Or what tint? So it turns out I don't know which one I have. But maybe you just go to a Sephora. Why does my face look so fat? Is it because of this? This looks bigger to me. Anyway. I don't know what color I have. Looks like this. Doesn't look like it really matches me, but it kind of does. Anyway, the way I apply this is with a beauty blender. I think beauty blenders are much easier to use and to navigate than a brush. Like foundation brushes are really hard, and if you don't do them right, they leave like big streaky lines from the brush. So I would recommend buying a cheap beauty blender. I got this from TJ Maxx. I got both of these from TJ Maxx. They were $4 altogether. Yeah, pretty chill. And then wet your beauty blender. So like I wet mine in the sink, and then I squeeze all the water out, so it's just like vaguely damp. It gets bigger, it expands, and does a good job of like dispersing the product. So I'm going to put my product on the blender and just kind of like tap it into random places and put a little bit more product on and do that same thing. I don't like to put a lot of product on at first because I don't want it to like not be spread out. So then I just start kind of like patting it in to my skin, and you can actually rub it because it's a sponge and it's wet. It does a good job of like, you can even see like pretty. It looks like skin. It wears like skin in the sense that it does not mattifying. It's not full coverage. It's not even coverage. It's not going to cover like no coverage for pimples, but it just kind of adds this nice layer of radiance and consistency to your skin. If you're like me, and I know you are, in that we're kind of pale and we have, like anybody, random splotches on our skin that aren't the same color or like pigment. It kind of just mattifies that out, or not mattifies, smooths that out, adds like a nice radiance to your skin, and your skin just looks a little bit more like elevated. It's literally just, I mean, it does what it does. Skin feels good. It makes your skin feel good and look a little bit more like purposeful. Like, I have put this skin product on that is hydrating. It has that hyaluronic acid, so it feels good on your skin. But because it's tinted, it kind of just makes your skin look really pretty and glowy and dewy. Once again, not at all coverage, like literally no coverage, just tinting that skin a little bit to make it a bit more even and a bit fancier. See, like that's cute. That's a cute look. Yeah, so that's kind of how I do my face. Just wet a beauty blender, and you can like just smear it, and it's gonna look really nice. And let me look in the mirror if I'm doing this. Yeah, it looks great. It's really hard to mess up a skin tint, honestly, because they're so minimally covering, and because they're so nice and smooth. Like, you can kind of layer it on and just go with it. You've got really good skin. We're lucky that we have really good skin, and don't have much to cover anyway. So like, I think if you're getting into skin products and you want to get into skin products, the first thing I recommend is this sort of like skin tint style of foundation. I struggle with foundations. I think they're really frustrating to put on, and I don't need them. Nobody needs them, obviously, but I don't feel like I'm the kind of person who wants to do that. I'm not comfortable with that. This is not transfer proof. It will get on things. I like the fact that it breaks down throughout the day like my skin does. So like, as I sweat, as I whatever, like, it's still there, but it's not going to be like if you swipe your face, it's like a clear like line. Like, if I put on a full face of like product and then like wiped my hand, which I touch my face all the time, it would be clear, like, oh wow, like she has foundation on, there it is, you can swipe it off like this. Like, if you like mess it up, like I have some on my hands now, you can't really see because I'm very lit by the sun, but I can see it. Like, there is product on my knuckles now, but you can't tell that I just like wiped my face. So I like products like that on my skin, where as my skin does its thing throughout the day, it's just complementing and working with my skin. It's not trying to cover anything. It's not trying to do anything other than enhance the skin I have, and I'm cool with that. So I recommend it. It's $35. This isn't an ad, but it sounds like one. But my friends were talking about this last night. When we were at Michelle's, we were talking about like products like that that just aren't as like full coverage and caked up. Because like I have this thing that I've clearly not used very much. It's broken. Like, that's like a foundation. Like, oh, and it's so much darker than I am right now. But like, if I put that on this, oh god, oh my Jesus Christ. Like, you can see it fully covers up the red. But if I'm like gonna wipe my face, gone, and it's all over my hand. Yeah, I'm not a foundation gal. Ew, it looks so gross. So I'm gonna wipe that off my face, blend that out. So I'm very into the old Edol skin tint. Skin feels good. Tint. Ah. Skin feels good. That's the vibe. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is concealer. You can get concealer wherever you want. I recommend going light. We're very fair. It's the middle of winter. We live in cities. Go light. Also, you can always warm your face up. If you do it too dark, you look crazy. So there's a billion different ways to do concealer. Some people like draw huge triangles. Some people like draw a line here and then like here. You can play with the shape you make. I pretty much only do concealer to have a better foundation for eyeshadow, and also to, I have really, like you and I both have like, I look up, like pretty clear under eyes because we are mentally ill and don't sleep well. So I just do this little like basic 6 dot boop boop, or 8, 8 dot method. At Juvia's Place had what looks like good concealer. Beauty Bakery has what looks like good concealer. I think Maybelline has really good concealers. I'm trying to think of other brands you can like check out. Anyway, take a wet beauty blender, the tip kind. Both of them have a tip. And I just kind of go in up into my eye and pat it out. I don't do a lot of swiping on concealer because it's bad to wipe your eyes. You're not supposed to like rub your eyes anyway. Not that I follow that rule, but I always tap concealer, and you always should tap concealer. You shouldn't be rubbing your eyes around. It's not good for your eyes. So then you have just a nice little like kind of base. And I like it because when you put shadow, I tend to do shadow like just here on my bottom eyelid because it kind of creates a shape and it looks good. It kind of has something to stick to, which is nice. And then I'm once again bougie. I physically do use a shadow primer, like an eyeshadow primer. Of what I've seen of all these makeup tutorials, you can use concealer as an eyeshadow primer. People don't always recommend it because concealer breaks down differently than eyeshadow primer. And eyeshadow primer is meant to prime for shadows, whereas concealer is meant to like have more full coverage and conceal things. It's meant to go all over the face. Like, this is meant for your eyes. I have very veiny eyes, so I prefer to use an actual eyeshadow concealer, or primer I mean, but you can use a concealer if you like feel so inclined to do that, or if you want to like kind of get a handle on like what it's like. And even if you aren't wearing a lot of eyeshadow, like if I'm wearing no eyeshadow, like that day I did that look with the blue shadow wing and no anything else, I still primed my eyes because it kind of one, I have really dry eyes and it feels good to put something on them. Like I usually lay down like a layer of this, like this eye skincare stuff, eye concentrate, whatever the fuck, but it feels good to like have them kind of blocked out, and then whatever you put on them is the focus, not the veins in your eyes. I've got very veiny, papery eyelids that are garbage, so they need all the help they can get if I'm throwing a look together. So yeah, so you kind of see like, I don't know what the camera is, but it really does make a difference. Once again, always pat that beauty blender, don't rub. But it does make a difference, and it kind of just lends itself to like a really clear, even palette to build anything else on. So I could just go out like this, because the skin tint isn't mattifying. It doesn't like take away the normal like blush of your face or anything. I could do just a liner, just lipstick, just blush, whatever. I used to never do this. I used to never wear skin makeup. I didn't like it. But this has changed my mind, so I do actually wear that now. I used to only do the eye thing, the concealer and the prime it. And you can do that too. If you don't want to wear anything on your skin, you absolutely don't have to, and you can still do something around your eyes to help whatever you're putting on your eyes pop more. Or just for coverage for your eyes. Like if you don't want to have your eyes facing the sun, you can cover them up with a little bit of something else and they're protected. Anyway, that is how I do build my very, very minimal coverage, natural looking skin. Yeah, I used to hate skin products. I never wore them. Even when I was like getting my makeup done, I was like, no foundation. None of it. I won't have it. And now I'm cool with having a little bit of help and also a little bit of sunscreen, because that shit's so nice that I can just throw this on in the winter and not put on like a 50 plus like white heavy thing. I can just put this on and go. But I will say I've never done that before. I only wear makeup once a week. But if I did wear makeup more than once a week, or if I like left the house and felt inclined to have kind of like nice radiant skin. Oh wait, I already do. Anyway, I'm talking myself in like circles and holes, but you get the idea. Beauty blenders are great. Skin tints and BB creams are great. I vote eyeshadow primer because it's better for the specific purpose of eyeshadow priming. You don't have to. It's your choice. Concealer, always go light. You can warm it up. Don't go too dark. Same with foundation. You can warm up foundation. You can warm up skin tint. This is a little bit tanner than I am. Or it looks like that until it comes out of the squeezy bottle. But it's a pretty good match. So yeah, that is nice, radiant, very clear, light coverage skin for a fun publishing event. Like, this is what I would wear to a fancy event, because I don't wear makeup. This is like my nice fancy event skin. And if I wanted to, I could conceal these guys. I'm not a big pimple concealer though, because it's obvious when you do that. Just own it. I'm the kind of girl who's like, yeah, I've got a pimple on my skin, you fuckers. I'm that confident that I'm gonna rock it. So that's just me. But you can definitely conceal your pimples if you want to. Okay, bye. Love you. You're doing great. I'm having so much fun filming these for you, because makeup is therapy and my favorite hobby. Bye.